All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to WITV, Wingate Invest and Trade Vibes. We're gonna get straight into it, straight to business, get active. This trade right here, I lost, and I definitely wanted to kind of go over this trade that I took yesterday. Um, Starting off this week, I was banking that the New Zealand dollar is gonna appreciate over the chef, and you know. It's a reason why temporarily some of the news that was coming out um, was was kind of strong for the New Zealand dollar, but also too, I think my mistake is also thinking in the context of what this currency is for. You always want to, and this is more on the fundamental side, right? Is that what currency thrives in what environment? Because Forex is dealing with things globally. And the reason why I'm saying that is because NZD, when you talk about the fundamental analysis of things, NZD is a risk on currency. It's a commodity currency. So with that being said, and also Chef, Swiss franc is a risk off currency. Anytime that things happen crazy globally, right? And investors don't want to be investing their money in risky things, right? So they're gonna be more risk off, right? And that's the characteristics. And that's what I meant to say earlier is that you want to understand the characteristics of each currency in their environment. It didn't go my way. I was looking at this candle. I looked at this wick right here, all this. I looked at that. Just like, this is a weekly support. Maybe it's not ready yet. At the same time, I think I might want to stay away now from this currency for now. But anyway, so looking at the that didn't print yet, actually. So 4 hour, breaking that down. We was somewhere up here. It ended up pulling back and it was actually look, it was right here. And so when I looked at this candle, I'm saying, hey, enough, sellers is not pushing it down. We already touched here. So I dragged that across. We already touched here, which was perfect. Right. So, maybe buyers want to step in. Still some sellers momentum, but I mean, they finish off bullish. And so coming down to I think I entered this on the 15 and 1 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. So that's the 15 minute. Let's see. I actually entered on the 1 minute and 5 minute. Just taking a look at this. Technical wise, I hopped in early. I seen this gap here. I didn't drag that across, but I knew that had to be filled. One of the things that I'm working on, and I've been very, very good at it coming back to the market, but still need to critique my patience in the market, man, because I seen price come up here and knowing what I know, there's a gap. That gap must be filled. And I actually hopped in the trade a bit early. I think, matter of fact, I hopped in on an ugly candle. By the time I got back to it, and I was like, man, it was like, I think it was like one of these candles. And it was actually a bearish candle by the time that I hopped in. I think this was on a 1 minute though. It was on a 5 minute, excuse me. Let's see. Uh, it was this candle right here. It's crazy because a bearish candle it opens at the top and it closes at the bottom. And when I looked at the MT4 and by the time I hit the button, it was here on the trading view. So I was just like, wow. Um, my guy, one of my mans that he trade in the market too. We always politic, we trying to decode the matrix. And we becoming profitable in the market. And he is a beast at the 1 minute. And so I'm trying to learn this. Honestly, but maybe I'm gonna have to take my time on that. I ain't like my man's Cody, man, but um, man, he's just a sniper on a 1 minute, and I actually want to add that into my trading. But Hopped in too early because at the end of the day, I told you there was a gap here. It was a gap on the 5 minute that we seen. You see that it came back and touched. It really did. But man, and I was thinking about revenge trading at first. I got so mad that because it was playing. I was on a 15 minute and it was just playing. Look at all these wicks. And that's another thing that I also learned too is that um yes, you can go down to the lower time frame, but also always look at the higher time frame of things. These wicks have said a lot to be honest. I think at the time I was also looking at this as well, but it's like it didn't touch that gap on the 5 minute. And not only that, it gave you multiple things that is, these wicks. It tells a story. So yeah, I just wanted to show this trade. I actually lost into the chef. Also GU. Let me just go over GU actually as well while I'm here. So I took that today and ah, ah excuse me, I'm sorry, because gosh, that would have been my ooh. I'm not, hey man, I'll be trying to control my emotions here, but my stop loss was too tight. I'm gonna be quite honest with you there. I mean, it ended up smacking. I was looking at EU, but I don't like just because every pair hit my trading setup. I don't want to be because you always want to. Risk management is important. Let me repeat that again. Risk management is important, right? Just because you got all these pairs that you could trade, I'm telling you, it took me a long time. It took me a long time to recognize this. You don't have to trade every pair. You could be profitable with one or two pairs. You could be profitable with one pair. Seriously. So nothing wrong here. I still would have took this trade. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But um, looking at the daily, the news came out pretty strong for the USD, so that was perfect. That went in the favor. Right now, currently, we are at a weekly resistance. I mean, yeah, a weekly resistance. Excuse me. And man, it's been under here for a while. It broke, came back ever since February 2022. So that's perfect. We even have some. Look at this right here. It broke through, but it fell back through. So that's a sign. Let's look at the monthly real quick. Look at the monthly candle. Bearish engulfing significantly, right? So now I'm coming down to the daily, and of course you see that the week started here. On Monday, it printed a bearish engulfing, right? So, Monday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, leading into Tuesday, I am going to be looking for setups as far as the sell because this was a daily time frame, daily candle, and it was a bearish engulfing. So I'm gonna drop down to. I don't really drop down to the one. Let's do the 1 hour actually. Let's get straight to business. So this is that bearish engulfing. You see what happened, and you see there's a a swing point, man, a swing point, and it was respected here, broke through with a big candle, bullish candle. That's how much power it had to take here. Came back down, respected it, support. You see it smashed through with this big momentum candle. So technically this level is strong, right? We came back up here. Now what I'm just looking for is a retest. And you have to be patient. This time frame is a hour. Each candle is an hour. Be patient because it'll pay, right? So now I'm seeing these candles. Okay. I'm telling you, look at the wicks, look at the anatomy of the candles, study your candlesticks. Study it. It's the answers on the test. Like, it's the answers on the test, all right? And believe in yourself. Don't hesitate. Pull a trigger. Don't hesitate. All right. So I'm seeing these candles here. Again, this is on Tuesday. Um, Breaking it down to the 15 minute. Now I'm just waiting for a minor support break and retest, and I end up getting it. I end up getting it. I'm not gonna lie, I sniped this one on a 1 minute. I sniped this on a 1 minute. All right, so yeah, man. Again, like I said, I'm gonna be putting some things together. Um, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about certain things, certain trades. I'm starting to, post things or whatnot. But yeah, I lost this trade. My lesson, I don't have a lesson for this trade. I'm gonna be honest with you because it was perfect. It fit my risk um management criteria, right? Because I already had a lot on CAD JPY, which I'm gonna go over that in the next video. I smashed that one. And I put 0.20 on this one. And so I didn't want to put too much when I already have a big size already out in the open. Right? I'm really paying attention to my risk management now coming back into this market. But yeah, so that was my trade. My two losses. I took NZD Chef, like I said yesterday, and lost that trade. My biggest lesson and takeaway from there is that you can see what you see on a technical chart. Um, it's you know, but it's also going to be about the fundamentals and how does that align up about what's going on right now in the market. Is it smart for you to invest in anything that's risky right now and everybody's going through it? Money is an issue. Do you think investors going to invest in anything that's risky right now? Right? If consumers is pulling back on their money, like all these things tie into one another. So I think that is my lesson is that I know it, Aussie and NZD are risk on type of currencies. Why take the chance to buy it when so many things is going on globally and it can happen within an instant? Chef Swiss franc is a safe haven currency, just like the USD. So I think that is my biggest takeaway. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. Comment below. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out here. Be blessed. Take care.